We don't talk about money or sex in America.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to welcome my very next guest, Austin Lewis from Scottsdale, Arizona. Austin, come on in, my friend. Austin Lewis, brother.
What's going on,
All
boss?
right, man. Good to
Pleasure.
see you, man.
Likewise, man.
Love you coming out here.
No, thank you. Thank you for the invite.
I know you got a cool show as well.
Yes.
Which I'm hoping after this I can get on it, hopefully.
Absolutely.
I think you call it the A&A show.
The A&A show.
As you started.
Yeah.
And that's with your other buddy, partner
in crime.
Austin, that we'll do a show with here as well. But dude, we're gonna talk about some cool stuff today. And you guys are young. You're what? How old?
25.
25.
Yeah.
And normally I'm interviewing. I'd probably say. I bet you my average is maybe like 45.
Okay.
Age, maybe something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe 40. I don't know. And so today, dude, we're gonna go into that young generation.
Yeah.
And how does it operate? How does it work? You guys are building a cool brand that you got going on. Plus, you got your other business that you got, wholesaling, and that you guys got the ATMs and so forth. We'll go into some of that stuff, but obviously we'll hit a lot of the brand, TikTok, Instagram, how to build that brand that you guys got going on there.
Yeah.
So before I could jump into a lot of that stuff, let's back up for a second here, just for the viewers watching. Maybe they don't know you. Give us a little bit of background of what was it like growing up, Austin Lewis.
Okay.
Where'd you grow up at? What was your family life? What was it like?
It's been such a long time since I've actually shared that story, so this would be actually kind of fun.
All right, cool.
So I grew up in Cannon Beach, Oregon.
Okay.
For a couple of years. My dad had a beach house front property and ended up losing all his money.
Okay.
And so from 3, I ended up moving to Spokane.
Washington?
Spokane, Washington, yeah. My dad, normal average guy, just like me growing up, and super blue collar, right? Still today, he was just in town. I just saw him for Memorial Day. Was it Memorial Day or something? I don't remember.
Holiday, I think,
I went to Spokane, and because I only get to see my family like once every year or two.
They're still up there?
They're still up there right now.
You're down in Arizona?
Yep. For right now, I'm looking at buying them a place in Arizona now too.
Yeah.
So, growing up was, super blue collar. Go to school, get a degree, get a good job, and work for benefits.
Okay.
Because that's what they do.
All right, yeah.
God bless them, because they've been, I think when I look at my childhood, I'm from Spokane, Washington. When I was growing up, there's like maybe 200,000 people between the entire city.
Yeah, metro area there.
But it's very, if you have big dreams, then you are made fun of. When I was growing up and going through high school and everything, like I had a trending Twitter topic about me because I was in network marketing.
Okay.
Or that's at least where I got started in entrepreneurship. And it was, I could go to the toy store growing up and my parents would say no.
Yeah.
And I never knew why they would say no, and they wouldn't tell me why they would say no. But I always remember, super blue collar, they would sit on the porch, I'd be out in the front yard just playing around, and they'd always be talking about money.
Okay.
And I just remember that
From a negative way or like a positive?
A negative way, a very negative way.
Okay.
Super stressful. My parents are gonna end up watching this and viewing this. Like, I'm honestly surprised they're still together today.
Yeah. Sure.
Obviously, a lot of families split and do their different things, and some families stay together because of the kids, right?
Yeah.
And at the time, I was just a lonely, kid.
Yeah.
And
are you your only child?
No, I have one other sister.
Okay,
she's 7 years younger than me.
Younger than you, okay.
Yep. And she's actually one of my full-time videographers.
Oh, right on, dude.
So I moved her down to Arizona. It was, go to school, get a degree, get a good job, and work for benefits.
Did they push college a lot?
Looking back at it, my parents never pushed college on me, but I don't think they. So my first opening to entrepreneurship was, and again, I have no idea, I didn't even know how to spell entrepreneur. Hell, today I still probably don't.
Yeah. It is a tough word.
It's tough, right?
Yeah.
And growing up, I never knew that you could own a business. I always just thought, you work for somebody else, and which is great, right? But self-awareness, as a lot of people talk in the business world, right? And so I ended up going to, I had two options. This was my first intro to entrepreneurship.
Okay.
I had two options. I either one, go to this party that I was creating. I was putting on this party. I rented out like this little barn. So what I would do is I'd rent out like this little barn or something, or somebody else's house. And I would say, hey, for every $20 that I got, I'll give you $5.
Okay.
And so I would supply all of the alcohol. So like I would throw like these massive parties.
Okay.
At houses that weren't mine.
This is up in Washington.
This is
still.
up in Washington, yeah. My mom's gonna kill me. And I ended up, doing that, but more so like I got the opportunity to either go to a party that night that I was putting on, or I got the opportunity to go to this event that I had a good friend. I was always like super intimidated by other people that had money because it was not really, I wasn't around it.
Yeah.
And I was taught money isn't great. Like money's not, money doesn't make you happier. Money doesn't, you can't do things with money. And so seeing this guy, his name was Matt actually, I remember I showed up to his house, and his house was the size of my mom's neighborhood. And I was astonished, right? He had a red Ferrari. I want a red Ferrari.
Yeah.
He had a jet. Like he had this big old freaking garage. He had all the toys in the boat, the tag boats. Like I was fired up. One day they invited me to come to this event. I was 15 years old. So I was either going to go to the party that I was throwing that night, or I was going to go to this event. And I remember there was a driver out front that was like, hey, I'll pick you up at 6 o'clock. I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm downstairs getting ready for my party at like 5. And I'm calling all my friends, doing all that good stuff, like, who's getting the booze, this, that, and the third. And my mom says, Austin, I think you should probably go to this thing. Right there, I decided, I made just a simple decision that ultimately forever changed my life. I ended up going to this event. And
networking event?
Yeah, with this networking event. It actually, funny story, it was an Amway party.
Oh, no way.
You remember
dude.
Amway?
Amway, yeah.
Yeah, so it was an Amway party.
So you're 15 at an Amway party.
15 at an Amway party.
Yeah.
Shaking hands of 25, 30, like 50-year-olds, 60-year-olds that were making 20, 30, 40, like, and some of them making millions of dollars.
Yeah.
And right there was when I knew. I said, I don't know what an entrepreneur is, but I want to be an entrepreneur. You know what I mean? I want to do this. Like you sit at home, you drive a nice car, you have a good family, you got a good wife, you travel the world, you have all the toys in the world, you inspire a lot of people. And right then and there, I was like, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be an entrepreneur.
And that's what got you into kind of that game.
That game. And for whatever
entrepreneurship.
reason, Andrew, my parents supported me on it. And that's why they never pushed college on me. And for one of two reasons. They weren't going to pay for college.
Yeah.
They didn't have the money to do that.
Right.
And two, I just wasn't that smart, man. Like I'm not, like when it comes to any of the actual
Book
type
skills.
A book stuff,
Yeah.
like that's just not me. It just was not me. I was more like I got a lot of energy. I always got in trouble for being in class. Like I was always talking to people, like just learning that type of way, right? But that's
It's cool that your parents supported you through the process of chasing the entrepreneur dream at that moment in time. And again, who knows why, but a lot of times, obviously, I interview a lot of people. A lot of people, their parents didn't support them. It was more like, dude, no, that's a horrible idea.
Yeah.
You got to go to college and go do this or that. It's nice having that support. For me growing up, my parents gave me the support. They wanted me to go to college because they were school teachers.
Yeah.
But to them, it was more important for me to go chase my dreams and figure out win, lose, or draw.
Yeah.
Their whole approach was like, dude, it's your life, not mine. Why am I going to make you go do something? And it was nice having that support, with your parents there. So you're 15. You do this. You get into this Amway business. It sounds
so
like
it's actually a funny story. So the mentor, right, that I was invited by was actually a top 1%er in the company. And because I was hanging out with this kid, it was not like, hey, you need to do this, which his kid was doing, right? It was more so, Austin, I want you to learn.
Okay.
Which is, again, another question that I have that eventually when I recircle back up with him, like, why didn't you push me to do what it is that you were? But it was take a look at what we're doing, learn as much as you can while you're around this, and this is something I think you should end up getting involved in. And so that's exactly what I did. I played sports going through high school. My junior year was the year that I kind of stopped playing sports because I started smoking weed. I started, drinking alcohol. I did a lot of partying, and I really got a 3.5 in girls, rather than anything else. But I quit sports, and then I ended up getting actually involved with a different company. So it wasn't Amway. It was a different company. It was Lotions and Potions Come from the Oceans.
That's a great freaking tagline, dude. I don't know what it means, but it sounds sketch already.
So I got started in that. I ended up actually borrowing my mom's card. I was 16 years
Was
old.
this the MLM?
Yeah, it was MLM.
Okay.
It was a network marketing event. My best friend, they had like, like the little Mio packets or like the Gatorade packets that you like, we did like this. So they made the same thing. Bad timing, our generation. But this company wasn't really meant for our generation. So that Mio packet, my best friend at this current time actually was eating it, thinking it was lotion. So
Oh my
we had like
gosh.
500 people looking at us at the time. And that company
Your buddy's
actually...
eating a tube of lotion, basically.
Yeah, eating a tube of lotion. So everybody's looking at us. We're the only young people in the audience. And, we were just not supposed to be there. And I ended up getting started in that company. I was with that company for 4 years. I never made any money. I traveled to every event. I traveled to every seminar. I traveled to literally anywhere that I needed to be. I always said, I want to be a sponge. You know what I mean? I want to learn from people that had what it is that I wanted to have. And I was with that company for 4 years. I still today don't talk bad about the company. I never made any money, but that's honestly, truly, Andrew, where I think I made my millions. I just collected them elsewhere.
Yeah, so dude, that's an interesting point because, all the times, obviously people join MLMs, right? It's when a lot of entrepreneurs that don't know where to go kind of fall in that bracket of MLMs because they can get in for whatever, $299 or whatever it is and sell it. And
barrier to entry.
obviously nothing against any of it. But a lot of times, obviously, as you know, they don't make any money.
Yeah.
Right? It's part of the game, right? Whatever it is. And so they don't make any money. And I'm not saying it's the company's fault. I mean, they're the ones who signed up to go sell it.
Yeah, exactly.
But most of them obviously quit within 6 months or 9 months or whatever it is when they've done some stuff, they're not making any money, they bounce. You stayed with it for 4 years, not making any money.
In that company.
Yeah, in that company, not making any money.
Yeah.
Just stayed with it.
Yep.
And what made you stay with it for 4 years?
I think, and this is probably like what differentiates me from other individuals inside that. Do you have any scotch?
Yeah.
Whiskey?
Scotch we have.
Scotch. Ooh.
Let me get you scotch.
I like that.
Scotch.
Thank you, sir.
With a little AC glass
A
on
little
it for
AC
you.
glass. Andrew C.
This is the AC brand right here, brother.
That's right.
If I can undo this.
There we go. Thank you, sir.
You tell me
Appreciate
when
it.
to stop, brother. It's all you.
That's perfect.
Right
man.
there.
Thank you, sir.
Now we should have some freaking fun. And you drink on your show, right?
Yeah.
On A&A,
the A&A
right?
show.
That's
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of what you guys is.
Not all the time.
Yeah.
It's more so just like, it just depends on the guest.
Sure,
you know what I mean?
sure,
Like
yeah.
Josh Snow, he
Yeah.
owns the #1 teeth brand company
Yeah.
in the world, right? Him and I, my partner and I, we finished 2 bottles with him.
Oh, wow.
It's a 2.5-hour episode.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's the most intellectual conversation. Like any average human will stay on that podcast for maybe 5 minutes. They won't last the whole thing because it's just too deep of thought thinking.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know, we don't do it all the time, but it's fun.
It's all you, man.
It's-
That's why we
it's
have
good.
it here.
Yeah, exactly.
I've had a bunch of people do it, a bunch of people not do it. So
4 years, okay.
Yeah, why'd you stay?
I think what differentiates me from other individuals is once I sell myself on something, I stay doing that thing. And I sell myself that I'm the guy. I'm going to do that. And so I actually was with that company for 4 years, never made any money. But again, I don't think, the universe works in a wild way, right? Everything happens for a reason, all those philosophies. And that's why I say, that's where I made my millions. I just collected them elsewhere because, I was able to have a high level network of individuals. I, Austin Lewis, could not speak on stages. On that platform, they pushed me to speak on stages because I was so good at it. I didn't even realize, right? My first time I spoke on stage, I was wearing red pants. I actually pissed down my right leg.
Gosh.
In front of 500 young people.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I had 400 girlfriends there. So
The
it
cool
was just
thing
not
that
a
you
good
would
thing.
definitely go viral nowadays. If you
Oh
did
yeah,
that.
exactly.
You'd-
Yeah, I need to
straight
hit up those
viral on
camera guys to
TikTok.
get some footage.
Oh yeah.
But I stuck with it because for me it wasn't just the money. It was the things I was learning. And that's why I'm never if people are like, hey man, I want to be an entrepreneur, where do I start? I just say man, go read a book or get started in network marketing. And the only reason I say get started in network marketing or an industry like that is not because I want you to go make $1 million.
Yeah.
It's because I want you to learn the philosophies. I want you to learn how you can be around individuals that actually want more for you. Because this world's a selfish world at the end of the day. Most people just are there for themselves rather than there for other people.
Yeah.
And that's why I stayed with that company for 4 years, because I was learning. I was bought into the vision of learning so much. And this is where I think this is a life turn, and this is something that's super interesting, is I actually, I didn't quit. I resigned from that company. I wasn't making any money, but I resigned. I didn't quit. And one of my good mentors, and I still never met this mentor still today, his name's Holton Buggs. Think bigger, much sooner, much faster. And he said when he did a re-company launch, he stopped for 30 days. It was the hardest thing he's ever done. And all he did was just focus on his mind. And that's exactly what I did. So I resigned from that company, and I took 30 days. Because I don't believe it was the company on why I didn't make any money. I believe it was me. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't the company's fault, like you said, right? It was my fault. Like I wasn't playing the part. I wasn't,
Yeah, I mean, look, other people made money.
Exactly.
So you can't say it's the product, you can't say it's the company, because other people were making money.
Yeah.
And you're still the same product.
Yep.
So it all boils down to it's the person not doing it right. I talk about this all the time, right? It's about taking freaking self-responsibility, which successful entrepreneurs will always do.
Yeah.
Always do.
100%.
Win, lose, or draw, like, dude, that was my fault, and I gotta go figure it out, right?
Exactly.
Keep going the story. So you resigned.
Yeah, so I resigned from that company. I took a 30-day break. And I got really uncomfortable. And I think part of my biggest struggle as being an entrepreneur is you don't know what you don't know, right? And I want to find out the unknown. Like I want to find out what I don't know. Like I want to grow. Like even just like walking through this facility, I'm just like me and Austin tonight, it'll be an all-nighter.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I do all
because
the time,
I'm just
no
like,
doubt.
dude, like there were so many thoughts and feelings and things that it's like, okay, we've done this, but let's expand on this. And so I took a 30-day break from everything. And that was it was honestly kind of weird because like I'm not like a Zen type of person. I can't meditate because my heart will beat like 300 miles an hour and I'll just croak over. I just don't have the patience. Obviously, probably if you're watching or listening to the show, I just don't have the patience. And so of course I don't meditate, but I probably should. I just for 30 days I did nothing. I read books, I listened to audios. I started when I would go to the gym, I would listen to Drake. Instead of listening to Drake and getting Drake more rich, I started listening to things that positively just like, in a sense, shit on my brain in a great way. So what I wasn't used to. And so for 30 days, like I remember like I bought a pillow speaker, like the whole nine, like you know what I'm saying? Like as I would fall asleep, like I still do it to this day. I still fall asleep to older gentlemen talking good things because the subconscious mind, it's always awake. And 30 days later, I got started in a company, and it was actually a coffee company.
Okay.
And again, not a weight loss coffee company. Okay. So again, not something a 20-year-old at the time actually should be involved in. Right. I didn't need to lose weight. You know what I mean? I mean now I'm a little heavier just because of entrepreneurship. You know what I mean? And I drink good whiskey that Andrew gives me. But I got started in that company. 30 days later. It was actually my birthday. May 11th is my birthday, 1995, 25 years old. But I ended up 30 days later becoming a six-figure earner. I was number 44 in the company out of like 55,000 people.
Wow.
So I woke up on my birthday in my girlfriend's, at the time, like little cottage. Austin was with me. Or he knew me then, my partner. And I woke up as a six-figure earner. And it was just a normal day. But it was 30 days after I got started in a new company, where I took a 30-day break to get this right, my 6 inches between my ears, because I think that's the most expensive real estate in the world, is really your mind, your mindset, how you think, what you think, and where it is that you think. And 30 days later, after 4 years not making any money, I was a six-figure earner.
Dude, I think that, listening to the story, going back here with you for a second, I think there's a lot of good truth here that I think a lot of entrepreneurs miss. And I want to go back and try to highlight this point to you, because I did the same thing. Like when you're coming from kind of nothing, right? You're coming from scratch. There is no line of credit you get or a trust. There's nothing there, and you're out there trying to. I did the same thing. Like I was out there trying to hustle and figure out what is what, and there was no. My parents did not know anything about business. So it was like I go back and say, hey, how does this work? And our stories are very, very similar. And I think the thing that I did, the same thing that you did, was I was willing to go eat crow basically, and put my time in to go learn how to go do something. And obviously I speak around the world, and people always say, they want how to do this or how to do this, and it's like, dude, what you're wanting me is to give you some secret formula that does not exist.
Exactly.
It doesn't exist, bro. You gotta go figure it out how it works. I mean, there's things that you can shortcut, of course, but I'm saying a lot of people are looking for this secret, sauce, if you will, and the reality is, they don't want to put the time into it and wait those 4 years and understand that payout's coming later. The payout is going to happen for me. I'm learning right now some stuff that I need to learn. I'm expanding who I am as a person. A lot of people want to skip that stage. And I think it's one of the most, I look back in my life, I could tell you the whole story about it, but I could go to the exact moment where I swallowed pride, ego, ate crow, and but from that moment, I did it for a whole year. And in that moment is where I feel like my whole business actually launched from. Although I made zero money basically right there, but my business launched from there. And I think looking at your story, dude, is very similar. Like, and I think that's why you're successful now.
Yeah.
Is because you are not afraid to go put in the time to go produce what you needed to produce.
Yeah.
And I think those who are listening, watching. I don't want you to miss this because some of you, I don't want you to miss the point that people will think, yeah, but he was young at the time and it was easier to do. I'm not denying the fact that it might have been easier to do because you were 19, 20, 21, but it's a common truth across all ages.
Yeah.
You're 44 right now and you want to go start a business and you have no clue what you're doing. You got to go put the time in, man.
Yeah.
You got to go put the time in and willing to sacrifice to go get it.
Yeah.
And I think it goes back to what you're saying. It's why you're successful now because you are not afraid to go out there and do that, which most people will never do.
Yeah.
And the other cool point that you made was you were talking about the time that you put in, and you're also talking about the real estate between your ears.
Yeah.
And dude, I'm like a massive component of that's the most powerful real estate that ever exists. And if you talk about real estate's location,
Yeah.
there is none greater location than what's between your ears because it's literally what's going to make you grow and change and develop and become whatever you're trying to become into, right? And most people, it's unique because you see this all the time. I know you teach and you have classes and so forth that most people don't actually want to invest in that.
Yeah.
It's anything actually almost but that.
Yeah.
They're looking for, again, maybe a secret thing here or a special thing there. And the most powerful thing that you have as a human is between your ears.
Yep.
Which leads me into, I want to talk to you about brands.
Okay.
Because I am huge on personal brands. And when I got into personal brands, which I know you got one you're building out now, it was awkward for me.
Yeah.
Okay, and I was meeting with someone yesterday in my office, and we went through a whole session on this. I was walking through everything with her. But it was awkward for me as a personal brand because I'm like, dude, how do I talk about myself?
Yeah.
How do I go and take photos of me and whatever it is? And there's pieces where you feel like you're not credible enough. Like, well, I don't have the credentials to go do this. There's that side of it that people struggle with. There's a fear side of it that people struggle with as well. Of what are people going to say about me and so forth, so on, right? And then it's like, do I make this my company and put my company name over here, whatever the company is, or do I make the brand me?
Yeah.
I want to get your input on that. Do you think it's better as building a brand to make you the brand, like Austin Lewis the brand, or whatever your company is as the brand? Which one do you lean on as the brand itself?
I mean, obviously, I think it just depends on the goal. At the end of the day, I think a lot of people they want the brand to be the main focal point. I mean, for us personally, and I mean, obviously, I think everybody's answer is probably phenomenal, right? If they think the brand's going to be the brand, then good. You know what I mean? But, we're walking around this office and I see Kevin O'Leary everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't buy, I don't remember the companies, but I remember Kevin O'Leary.
Yeah.
I remember you. Like, I remember your partners.
You see everywhere.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So that is a big, because again, people don't buy products or services, they buy people.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
People buy into people.
Exactly.
Especially the day and age that we live in, right?
Yep.
People buy into people.
Yep.
And they don't buy into a product that I'm going to like follow and give all this my life and energy to. That's why I'm big on you got to build a personal brand.
100%.
And when you build a personal brand, people follow other people because people can inspire people, right?
Absolutely.
A product, this coffee cup is not going to inspire anybody. It can be
Yeah.
the greatest coffee cup in the world. It's not going to inspire anybody. But people that made the coffee cup, if it was the greatest coffee cup, would inspire them. So I'm big on if you're going to build a brand in today's market, put it under you and make you the brand beside it. And I did some cool research here that maybe you'll like. I went and researched because I thought, dude, this is like so weird because this you name it yourself and so forth. And we did some research, and I went back in history and pulled up. I think I have Corey's in here. Corey, you remember how many brands we pulled up that had personal names to them and from old history? Dude, there's probably like 40 different massive companies. We went and did this research and like let's go back in like old school and I want to know these massive companies. Who are they named after?
Yeah.
And it was astonishing to me that they all named them after themselves. And it's like nowadays we're like, because social media, we're like, oh, should I name the business myself or not? And my point is like, dude, understand you were not the first one who did this.
Yeah.
Heinz ketchup, that's a person.
Yeah.
Right? Like DuPont, that's a person, bro.
Yeah.
A Hershey's, that's a person. Mars, that's a person.
Yeah.
Like you start going through Ford, go through all of them. They were all freaking their names.
Yeah.
And their name was their business. And then I know for like a lot of times when I talk to people here, it's like they don't want to be the brand because they think it's like this new age thing. In reality, it's not, bro.
Yeah.
every company that we use today that are old companies, most of them were the freaking names of people.
Yeah.
So I'm big on making the brand their personal name.
For sure.
Which is kind of what you're doing with Austin Lewis, right?
Yeah.
You got all kinds of businesses, but really Austin Lewis
That's
is
right.
the brand right here, right? I want to talk about branding and social media.
For sure.
With you here, okay? Let's talk about branding first. When you look at branding, right, from a big picture of it, you're building a brand itself, whatever it is. What would you tell someone that's trying to build a personal brand? Some of the first kind of things they should do to try to get their brand off the ground.
For sure. So two things. I have the Austin Lewis brand, right?
Yeah.
But and then we also have a brand called The Legacy.
Yeah.
And The Legacy was our first ever company, Austinite Together.
Yep.
And The Legacy is like our holding company. The Legacy owns all of our other companies,
Yeah.
minus our real estate side. So I think to what you were going to say, and then I'll answer your second question. To what you're saying in terms of I think you should make your name your company brand. I agree with that, but it depends on their mission, right? Like maybe they don't like you. So what are they going to do? Buy your product or service? Absolutely not. But maybe if you had a company that the money is, right? It was branded you because you're AC, you're the gangster of all gangsters, but they're really buying into money is.
Yeah.
Just
Sure.
like
It's a sub-brand.
Exactly, the sub-brand. So I have one of those because again, people might not align with what it is that I believe personally, right? Or think, or just who I am, right? But they will with the company's mission statement or the company's mission, the bigger picture, something bigger, much larger than us. So I think, getting into branding, you have to decide, do you want that? A Legacy eventually is going to be a company that has clothing and all this merch and all this other stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Where a Legacy is going to sell that. Austin Lewis isn't going to sell that. Mm-hmm. A Legacy is going to sell that. But Austin Lewis is going to sell Austin Lewis, which in turn you come to a Legacy and you go to everything else. So getting into personal branding, I think it's easy to do is also easy not to do.
Yeah,
listening to an audio is easy to do, and listening to Drake's also easy to do. But what's not easy to do is not easy to do. At the end of the day, eating an apple a day is easy to do, just like Jim Rohn says, right? But it's also easy not to do. And focusing on personal branding and your brand, understanding that eyeballs in today's world, it's 2020. If you're not focusing on your eyeballs and you need to wake up in the nicest way possible, then you're not building a business. I think a lot of people in today's day and age, they have it all jacked up. Austin and I were sitting in the steam room this morning and just sweating out all the alcohol that we drank yesterday and had a blast traveling here. It was cool. And we're just talking to these younger guys that are 25, 26, our age. And they're like, yeah, man, we're like, what's your guys' social media platform? They're like, man, Twitter. I'm just like, Twitter, dude. I haven't logged on to Twitter in forever. I post on Twitter, but I've never logged on to Twitter. I don't care about Twitter. And he's like, and Snapchat. I'm like, dude, Snapchat, what? That was 3 years ago.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he's like, and then I just go to my day job. And I'm just like, wow, the world is such a crazy place because they don't understand branding. They don't understand hey, if you have a really good talent and you can sing, nobody gives a shit. If Andrew, I heard you backstage, you sang your vocals out. It was unbelievable. I was literally touched, dude. But if nobody knows you, then who cares?
Right. At
the end of the day, you can have a great product, you can have a great service, you can have a great smile, but if nobody knows you, then
I call it having a beautiful billboard in a desert.
Exactly.
You could have the greatest product that you ever freaking want, but if you have no eyeballs, which you're referring to, it's irrelevant how nice of a billboard you have because your billboard is getting no eyeballs on it. I look at it from the standpoint of I talk a lot about, in history you have what we refer to as the industrial age. And then because I'm a little bit older than you, when I was coming through, it was all about the information age. Mm-hmm. And we left kind of the industrial age and went to the information age, which is kind of where Kiyosaki and those guys kicked it off.
Yeah.
Because the internet wasn't big yet, right? It wasn't like you go to YouTube nowadays and get anything you want.
For free.
Back then, there wasn't all that stuff. So information was freaking the gold,
valuable,
right?
Yeah.
If you had information, you could sell information and create wealth off of literally knowing something that someone else doesn't know because there was really no place to go get it.
Yeah.
And so information became king. And then in the last 20 years, now, putting us into 2020, I think that our industry has shifted again from industrial to information into influence.
Yeah.
And to me, the only currency that's really out there right now is influence.
Of course.
And influence is when you have a brand, you have eyeballs. Eyeballs create influence.
Yeah.
And once you have eyeballs, you go anywhere you want to, as long as you have eyeballs. You can go sell anything you want to, build anything you want to, based off of are those eyeballs on you, versus you can have a lot of information, but it's like college today. Gary Vee talks about it all the time. Why do I need to learn freaking math when I can pull up my iPhone
Yeah.
and
Do it
talk
on
to
calculator.
Siri and just she'll just tell me the answer,
Yeah.
right? And it's the same concept if you're getting stuck on information versus like you're talking about on the billboard.
Yeah.
You're getting stuck on information versus focusing on influence
Yeah.
and eyeballs inside of it, right? When you talk about platforms that you guys use, we're talking about getting onto those platforms
Mm-hmm.
and using them. You kind of, let's say, dogged on Twitter,
Yeah.
right?
Sorry.
And I want to go through some social media accounts with you. I want to get your
Okay.
input on them.
Okay.
Why, and there's not right or wrong. I don't actually get on Twitter either, but I have one.
Yeah, of
but
course.
tell me why you kind of dog on Twitter as like, wow, why would that person, whoever it was you met with yesterday or this morning,
Mm-hmm.
be on Twitter? What's your negativity, if you will, on Twitter?
Just like how people follow the money,
Uh-huh.
I follow the views.
Yeah, for sure, bro.
You know?
I love it, dude.
I think that's, I have nothing against Twitter.
Yeah.
Got a Twitter, post on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that I post on Twitter, but I post on Twitter.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how big I am on Twitter.
You go for eyeballs.
I go
You
for
where
eyeballs.
where you where
I
the views
focus
are.
on what's got the most attention.
Yeah.
You know, like most
that's the money's at,
Yeah,
the
exactly.
attention.
Most recently, like I've gone really hard on TikTok.
Yeah.
And, I've literally beat my head up against the wall trying to learn TikTok.
Yeah.
And, regardless of what people, the whole Oracle and like all this other, Walmart partner,
yeah.
Donald Trump's gonna, kill him. When you have, 2 billion people
Yeah.
on the platform, you're not gonna get rid of it.
Yeah.
Regardless of what anybody says, you know what I mean? Because at that point, it's just a political battle.
Mm.
It's a much bigger, it's a greater platform. I was literally, Austin, we're in the hotel today, and he picks up a newspaper. I haven't picked up a newspaper in like 10 years, dude.
Yeah.
That's when my dad told me to go get the freaking newspaper.
Yeah.
And so I was like, this is so cool. And he's like, yeah, dude, you can subscribe to this. So like, we're literally gonna subscribe to it because I'm fired up. Like, I just want to
Yeah.
see what's going on in the world a little bit more than I already know. But I just saw that like $5 billion because of the TikTok deal in the United States. That's
Right.
why I like when you have data's everything.
Right,
Data's more important than oil in
Yeah.
today's world.
Yeah,
you
I
know
agree,
what I mean?
100%.
And so a platform like TikTok, when everybody was like, dude, it's gonna get shut down, this, that, and the third, it's like, dude, there's 2 billion people on
no way.
TikTok.
Someone's gonna
There's-
buy it, I guarantee it.
something's gonna happen. There's gonna
Yeah.
be some sort of partnership,
They're not
some
gonna,
sort
like,
of something.
collapse and go under.
Exactly.
Too valuable.
There's it's got too much attention. It's
Yeah,
got
yeah.
too many eyeballs, and just as the United States government, they're in business too.
Yeah,
And understanding that there's 2 billion people on the platform on TikTok, then they're going to somehow keep it around. And
Yeah.
the reason they kept it around is because now $5 billion, and I literally just read this in the newspaper.
Yeah.
$5 billion is going to go to the education in the United
Yeah.
States just because of a partnership with TikTok.
It was like a fee. It's kind of like when the first time it's really been done, where like the government came in, forced us to sell from China, and then Trump came in and said, okay, Oracle and Walmart, you guys are wanting to do it. If you want to buy this, you gotta put up $5 billion
Yeah.
for an education fund, which is like, I'm for it, and at the same hand, I'm against the concept.
Of course, yeah, of
but
course.
I'm for the concept.
Yeah.
I'm like torn in between the two.
Sure.
But it's weird. But I agree with you. There's no way they're gonna close it down because of the value of the data that's inside of it, right?
Exactly.
It was gonna go through somehow or another. I want to go back to. So if I'm following what you're saying here, when you talk about your brand, you're going towards wherever the eyeballs are
Exactly.
at the most critical moment.
100%.
It's funny.
And focusing on that, but also understanding like platforms like YouTube. Like I just hit 8,000 subscribers this
Yeah.
morning on YouTube, and like YouTube hasn't really been like a focus
Yeah.
of mine. Like I post YouTube videos. I mean, they're not the
Right.
greatest. Like they're good content because we got good camera equipment and things
Uh-huh.
like that. And I share like valuable information. But like I don't like Graham Stephan this type stuff. He's
Right.
got 2.5 million subscribers. Like I don't, eat, breathe, and sleep YouTube.
Yeah, yeah.
I just focus on platforms because my goal isn't to become a full-time YouTuber.
Right,
You know what I
sure.
mean? Like I know plenty of guys that make
careers
30, 40,
of it, yeah, yeah.
$50,000 a month just YouTube, 100, 300 grand a month just
Right.
YouTubing. But I don't want to do that. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Like I want to have all of my different platforms. I'm big on Instagram. I love Instagram. Starting to see the whole reels and things like that and actually come full circle. I love TikTok. I think TikTok's my favorite platform because you can actually have true fans of people that actually don't like, trust, and respect you, but they see it all in video form. So they don't see a picture of me.
Right,
And
right.
every picture I have on Instagram is a good freaking photo.
Yeah, sure.
But on TikTok, I post raw, real stuff. And I mean,
freaking
some
raw
of my
and
stuff, 50% of it's just right on the app.
Yeah.
And then 50% of it is like my camera people. You know what I'm saying? Like good edits, like high quality content, mic'd up, the whole nine. But I love TikTok just specifically because I can transfer data, people, to any platform that I want or essentially wherever I want. you know?
moving 'em,
And I think that's honestly one of the most powerful things that you can do. And I can't do that on Instagram. I can only do it to my followers or
Right.
if people share my story. You can on YouTube, but YouTube's got to kind of give it to you. YouTube's got to push your stuff, you know, and TikTok, it's completely different. TikTok, the algorithm is just so sexy
It's
right
funny.
now.
I was interviewing a guy in here that has 15 million followers on Facebook.
Yeah.
Like legit, straight up 15. He started several years ago, and like controls his little market space where he's at. It's
Yeah.
about he helps marriages, relationship advice, and he's got 15 million followers on. He's at right where you're at. 15 million on Facebook. We're talking about social media, and I said, hey, look, if someone was starting social media, you have all these followers. He's got like 4 million on Instagram, you know, all these followers everywhere. And I said, where should someone go right now? And he said, without a doubt, TikTok.
Yeah.
He said, dude, I got 15 million followers on Facebook, and I spend all my time right now on TikTok.
TikTok, yeah.
Growing it, because he said where Instagram, Instagram and Facebook was maybe 7 years ago
Yeah.
with algorithms and so
Yeah.
forth and pushing out content.
Yeah, exactly.
He said, dude, TikTok is there right now.
100%.
And he said, you know, there's no way that you're going to go quickly build 15 million followers like I did on Facebook with today's algorithm.
No, it's impossible.
He says totally has changed.
You gotta pay
but he
for it.
said you could go do that on TikTok right now because the algorithm is pushing and they're looking for the content. I want to go into TikTok here with you. So I've been studying TikTok like left and right? And all the concept was TikTok is for the young generation. TikTok is not for businesses and so forth, right? But they also said that about Instagram.
Sure, yeah.
They also said
They say it about
freaking
everything.
Everything about they say it with, right? So the same thing about TikTok. And so you studied it, I'm studying it and starting to post on it because I was trying to figure out what is my voice on TikTok, right? Because they're all different platforms.
Yeah.
Like you can't post on Twitter on TikTok, right? It's totally different. How did you kind of find your voice on TikTok? How does someone kind of figure out what they should be posting about? Because there's the dancing side of it, there's the comedy side of it, there's the education side of it. How did you kind of figure out your groove inside of TikTok?
So to be brutally honest with you, I'm still figuring that out.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I'm still figuring that out. The only reason the only reason I got on TikTok, honestly, early that I did, like I've been on TikTok for probably like 8 or 9 months now.
Yeah.
And the only reason I did it is because my sister was making so much money. I mean, my sister technically wasn't because she's under the age of 18. But like my sister had like 2 or 3 accounts that had like millions of followers. But she would do like ASMR. She would do like aesthetics. So like it would be like this, like, you know, she would take a water bottle and put glitter on the top of it, have a camera sitting right here, and she'd squeeze it and like the glitter and water would go up and this video would get 23 million views.
Crazy.
And so companies started reaching out to her and was like, hey, I'm gonna, you know, pay you $5,000 to just have this, wear this shirt.
Yeah.
And so she's like, Austin, you should probably get on TikTok. And I was like, at that point, actually, it wasn't even TikTok. It was Musical.ly.
Oh, yeah. It was when it first came out.
It was Musical.ly.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, I'm just not really down.
Right.
But eventually, I ended up getting started. And the entrepreneur on Musical.ly / TikTok, when it was like converting over to TikTok, wasn't really a thing. And I got started, you know, I posted a bunch of videos. I'm in the ATM business, so I posted, you know, I got $100,000 here, $200,000 here, $30,000 cash here.
Yeah.
Like, this is what you need to know about school, holding up $20,000 cash.
Yeah.
And people just loved the videos. And I didn't gain a lot of followers, but I got a lot of views.
Okay.
And that's when I was just like, okay, cool, I like the platform of TikTok. And so from that point, I was just like, I'm gonna focus on this.
Yeah.
And then I started realizing just a little bit more. And a little bit more as the platform developed, I was like, okay, this influencer's hopping on. They're not telling people, but they're hopping on.
Yeah.
Because social, like Vine, right? Like people got really big on Vine and then told their Instagram following that they got big on Vine because they didn't want everybody to go to the platform because it's competition at the end of the day. You know,
Right.
if you have 1 million YouTubers that, you know, do finance, you're competing with the other 999 of them, right? And so TikTok, it was like very similar for me. I was like, okay, I'm gonna keep posting my videos. I'm gonna stay the course. I didn't focus down on it when I should have because momentum's everything.
Yeah,
And
for
just
sure.
like in
Timing
life,
is
right?
everything,
Timing
man.
is everything.
Everything.
Divine timing, everything. Momentum's everything. Well, I had momentum, but I just didn't take advantage of momentum because I was so busy doing this, that, the third, my businesses and focusing on Instagram and focusing on YouTube and all these other platforms that I didn't focus on the timing.
Right.
And so I think I could be 100x what I'm at right now on TikTok.
Yeah.
And the only reason I'm not is because I didn't focus on momentum. And I think that's, even as it applies to social media, when you have some sort of momentum, focus on the momentum, go all in on the momentum, even if you're gonna have to do some sacrificing. I mean, even still today, like I will literally just do something random for my TikTok because I'm like, no, I got momentum. Right now, I got momentum. So literally, I got a meeting. I'm gonna reschedule because I got to focus on what I got to focus on.
Right.
This meeting can last till tomorrow. This momentum that I have on right now on TikTok might not
come and
last.
goes, yeah.
Exactly. So
on TikTok right now, are you doing dances and stuff, or is it
no,
more business?
it's just it's it's
Raw
entrepreneurship.
content.
I don't know. I've had a lot of fun with it. So I have 3 different pages. I have like a page that just does.
So you have like 3 different accounts.
3 different accounts. Yeah,
Wow.
that
I
just
wanna
does.
know, when you get to talk, I want to know the strategy of why 3.
For sure. The reason why 3 is because I have fallen in love with TikTok so much to where I want to know TikTok.
Yeah, yeah.
I want to know why the algorithm's the algorithm. I want to know why shitty quality content has 6 million followers.
Right.
I want to know that because we spend all this money on equipment, and you do that whole thing, and yet your video gets 1,200 views.
Right.
Not stoked. You
Right,
know,
yeah, sure.
I'm thankful for 1,200 views, but come on now. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
This thing should have 1.5 million views at a minimum. So that's why I have 3 different accounts, just because I was.
Are you kind of use them as split testing?
100%.
Okay.
And because like I am super in with the the TikTok community.
Okay.
I know a lot of really big TikTokers.
Yeah.
And I saw this thing actually. I'm not going to say where because
Sure.
it'll probably get me in trouble. But the first 10 videos that you post on TikTok, TikTok's algorithm is focusing on those 10 videos and what you have in them. So if you're not wearing a watch in your first 10 videos and you start wearing a watch in your future videos, they're gonna kind of suppress because TikTok, and again, you gotta remember who owns TikTok, is they want formality. They want it all to be the same. They want it to stay the same. They don't want you, and the reason they want it to stay the same because it's a business, just like everything, right?
Right.
Like if Coca-Cola started selling Dr. Pepper, like that would completely derail Coca-Cola.
Right,
you know
right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know if Dr. Pepper and Coca-Cola are different, but you get my point. Like
sure.
the first 10 videos are the videos that you should be posting, and everything in them is exactly what you should stay like. And if you did that every single time, you know, and I'm talking, is the camera flipped that way or is the camera flipped to you? Are you holding cash? Are you not holding cash? Is it just great video content? I believe TikTok knows right now if you take a really good high quality video on their app versus if you just upload one that your team did.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? And I've split tested both. I've done both. I'll post a phenomenal TikTok right now. You know, just got done, the whole 9. Super good quality audio, the whole 9. It'll get 17,000 views. I'll post one of you and I right here, and it'll get 73,000 views.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, that is why I got 3 accounts, but I don't know, man.
All split testing.
Yeah.
That's interesting to do because you know I've been like I feel like I'm a creeper in the background of TikTok right now, trying to study it and like figure out where the like trying to find my, and I think I found it. We're about to launch it. Trying to find my theme into, okay, how do I, you know, who hits, when do they hit, how do they hit, what makes it hit, right? And you have all these different, like, you know, call them maybe strategies, right? Maybe not a strategy, but it's like a strategy. You have the houses that people go to live. You have the singers that go try to sing on it, right? There's all these different like strategies that people are playing into. And I spent probably 6 months strictly trying to find like kind of my strategy inside of it. So that's what I was wondering. Like, did you sit there and like try to figure out kind of your angle inside of it? Because that's what I did. And then we're starting launching right now, looking into it. I like the advice you gave because I was about to go drop a bunch of videos that were not actually the 10 that I wanted. So I may rearrange my strategy
100%, 100%.
because if that's kind of how the algorithm works, it'd be smarter for me to redo kind of my launch of those 10 there. Did you go there and like creep on it to try to find the strategy, or did you just jump on and start making videos and see where it went?
I mean, when I got on it, I didn't know any strategy, and I was just like, you know, I was one of those guys that was like, this platform is probably going to be like Vine. It's going to come up and it's going to go down.
Yeah.
And then as the platform developed, I started to realize, I was like, okay, wow, this is crazy. Like all of my subscribers on YouTube have all been 100% from TikTok. Like 100% from TikTok.
You drove them from TikTok to YouTube.
To YouTube.
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, okay, this is kind of cool. I'm going to do this a little bit more. And then I was like, holy cow, now I can push them to like my Instagram.
Yeah.
And Instagram's not giving anybody nothing right now. I don't care who they are.
Yeah, it's like dead
Yeah,
space right now.
it's terrible. Unless you're paying for it, they're not giving it to you.
Yeah.
You know? And so now I push them to like my Instagram. I'm just like, wow, like my story views. Like I've never had this many story views before. But I told them in my TikToks to go follow me on Instagram and shoot me a DM. Okay, one of my assistants is like, yeah, that manages my social media, is like, Austin, like I can't even keep up with your DMs. Like this is insane.
Off of a post from TikTok.
Post from TikTok, yeah, because you know, a TikTok gets 1.3 million views. Like you have 100 to 200,000 1,000 people and shoot you a DM.
Like that.
Insane.
Wow.
And
Do you give
so-
stuff away on TikTok?
I do, yes.
Do you really?
And I like to play with it. I do have a lot of cash in like my personal TikTok.
Okay.
And that's a form of, and I do giveaways. One, because it's a tax write-off, and two, because I just love, living is giving.
Yeah, yeah.
And when I can give somebody, like I'm doing this thing right now, and it's like actually doing really well for my page. Is I just pay for 10 people's coffee every week. So I
Okay.
spend $100. It's
Yeah.
$100, $10.
It's just an average
Yeah,
income,
exactly. Yeah. So I spend $100 a week right now just giving people coffee and making videos that I'm giving them a coffee and I don't make the videos because I want them. I want people to say, and that's why it's only $100. I want people to say like, "Yo, Austin, you're giving so much back to the community. Like it's so amazing." I don't give a fuck about that. I do it just because they know I show them that I'm actually doing
Yeah,
it.
you're
So
proving
when they
that I'm not full of
participate,
shit. Yeah.
participate and actually go through the motions, because I understand timing for people too. Like I don't know, like are you sitting at your job? Are you are you sitting with a grandmother that has 12 minutes left to live and you're shooting me a freaking DM on Instagram because I told you to? Like I
Right.
want people to know that like, hey, I'm actually doing this rather than just saying it.
Right.
You know?
How do you decide who gets the coffee?
I just have somebody scroll down and pick 5
Like
people and 10 people and call it a guy.
like they put a comment on your post
Yep,
that you
put
made?
a comment on my post. Yeah.
Yeah.
They actually shoot me a DM on Instagram and they subscribe to my YouTube. They always comment. Like all of my like YouTube, like if you go to my YouTube and like you go see my comments, like I'll have like it'll be like absurd. Like it's
Yeah.
actually kind of stupid. Like my video will have like 185 views or 385 views or 1,000
YouTube.
views, and it'll have 400 comments.
Yeah.
You know, because that's what they're told to
you're
do.
driving over there to make
exactly,
a comment
exactly.
on
And I just honestly, I read. A lot of people are going to watch this from TikTok because I'll
Yeah.
post this with like a little Bitly link, and that's like another beautiful thing, like affiliate links and like Bitlys and like short links.
Are you putting the
Like,
short links? You're talking about up top? Where
I'm putting
the,
them in the video.
Oh, you put them in the video
I put them
itself?
in the video, and people will just all of a sudden they'll just go to freaking Safari or they'll go to YouTube or go to something, and they'll hit www.ac.com and they'll just go to it.
Because they can't click on it from inside the video.
Yeah,
they
they
gotta
can't.
go type it.
They gotta go type it in. But most
Okay.
people right now are doing that because it's
Okay.
it's video content.
Interesting.
You know. So yeah, that's.
So the
kind of-
giveaways are working good for you.
Yeah, working really good.
Yeah, that's
But
cool.
I just do the giveaways because I have fun with it.
Yeah.
You know, and I read through the comments and I see like, oh my gosh, like I MoneyGrammed somebody the other day. Like I didn't know what.
I was gonna say, are you
MoneyGram
Venmoing them or
was.
how?
Yeah, I mean, I try to do as much as I can in the United States. But then there's just some stories
Yeah.
that like I'm just reading. I'm just like, and they're like shorter stories because if I read anything longer, I'd I'd stroke over.
Yeah.
I'd be blind after it. But like some of the stories, I'm just like, man, like this is super cool. Like they say, like I've been following you since 1,000 followers. Like
Yeah.
I follow you on Instagram. I follow you on the ANA show. Like I come on the ANA show. I like all your videos, and they're
Yeah.
sending me like screenshots of them actually
all
doing
of it,
this.
wow.
I'm just like, dude, like
the guy
let me just
coffee.
MoneyGram you.
Yeah,
Like how do I get you money?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just because it's so cool. Like I think people underestimate how much fans you can actually have on a platform like that.
That's what I noticed doing on TikTok. Like when I'm watching people, the followers are like legitimately followers.
Yeah.
On Instagram and stuff. Yeah, but
It's almost
like,
weird.
It's weird, dude. Because like on TikTok,
I got a
it's like,
PO box because people just wanted to send me stuff.
yeah, it's like holy
I was
shit,
like,
dude.
this is so weird.
These are legitimate people, legitimately commenting,
Yeah.
legitimately following you, and they I guess maybe because it's video driven, it's very much like they know who you are. They know what you do. Like you said, they go watch your shows, they go watch your Instagram. They're like legitimate followers.
Yeah.
Versus an Instagram or Facebook, I don't really see that same.
They're used to it.
Style.
People are
Yeah,
used to what they're used to, and I think TikTok will phase it out at some point in terms of like it'll be just like another Instagram.
Yeah. Eventually.
But if you're really big on TikTok, which is why I've doubled down,
Yeah.
then you're good. Because the algorithm is going to change.
yeah, eventually it has to, right?
It
you don't
has
do
to.
any paid advertisement on TikTok.
No paid advertising. On
All
TikTok.
just like giveaways.
all
and stuff
organic.
Like
Yeah.
that. That's cool, dude. And you drive them, then you drive them to YouTube or Instagram.
Yeah, I drive
and
them
give
everywhere.
comments.
I mean,
You've been on it now for how long? You said
8 months.
8 months. You've been on it. Obviously started at 0. What have you got up to total? Let's say all 3 accounts, whatever. What do you got total followers right now?
Honestly, I have absolutely no idea what my other 2 accounts have. Like, I actually don't know. I don't post on those. My sister
gotcha,
does.
gotcha.
Like my main personal one that I just personally have
Yeah.
and do, I have 176,000 followers.
Because here's what's crazy, man. If you think about 100, let's just call it 170.
Yeah.
170,000 followers. Do you know how freaking long it would take you?
Oh, yeah.
Well, actually, you do.
Yeah.
How long it would take you to get a true 170,000 followers on Instagram?
Yeah, it's insane.
It would
take you decades.
It would take you.
Yeah.
You'd have to boost so
Oh my
many
God.
freaking
Oh, yeah.
posts
Yeah.
on
Million
Instagram
bucks.
to
Probably
get to
more,
170,000. Unless you go viral and some crazy stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
Like the odds of you getting that to me, that's where like TikTok. Like I'm kicking myself in the teeth constantly because I'm like, dude, I've been like studying it for so long. I'm like, shit, you just go make stuff. And because
Yeah.
at this point, the amount of followers that you could actually, legitimate followers you could get is nuts.
Yeah.
Because, and what's crazy is once you kind of hit that like certain point, and this happens in all social media accounts, but once you kind of hit that certain point of like what you got 170, whether it be 200 or 300, it becomes a massive snowball effect where it just explodes at a certain point,
it's
right?
insane.
I don't know exactly where it's at. They're all different, but at some point, it's going to absolutely explode on you.
Yeah.
And all that work for posting
yeah.
will 100% pay off. I mean, it's already paying off on your YouTube and everything else.
For sure.
But it's going to snowball soon,
Yeah.
right? And you get that one video that hits the FYP page, and,
Yeah.
and you get that 10 million views on it. Do you duet with anybody? You ever duet on TikTok?
I do duet.
Yeah.
I play around with it.
Uh-huh.
I think right now a big thing is like responding to comments. Responding to like comments is a really
Responding
big thing.
back to people.
Yeah.
Because on messages right now on TikTok, I think they changed this recently. It was frustrating to me. It used to be if you followed someone, you could send them a message.
Yeah.
Now they changed to where they have to be following you, and you both have to be following each other to get a message to go through. Is that right?
I honestly have absolutely no idea. I do know that you for sure have to follow.
Yeah.
Because I mean, some of the giveaway people I don't follow, and I want to message them and be like, "Hey, what's your Cash App?" or something like that. Realize that I have to follow them. That's why I'm following so many people
Yeah, that's
on
what I'm
my
saying.
TikTok.
I think you have, because that means my guess is they're already following you.
Yeah, they're already
because they
following.
were
Yeah,
posting on
exactly.
it. But for you to message them, they've changed it now where you have to be. Like one time I went to buy a piece of art from some guy. You know, there's art guys on there that are painting and stuff, and some cool stuff. Like, oh, that'd be cool. I'm gonna get a Money is Show custom piece of art or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I followed the guy and went to message him like, hey, can I buy a piece of art from you? And it said I could not message him until he followed me back. And I guess they wanted me to go post in the comments to go buy something from them. But they switched it up where you have to, each of you have to be following each other. Which
Following each other, yeah.
I thought that was a stupid freaking play on their part. I'm sure they have some reason behind it.
Of course.
Of why they're doing it. And what about Instagram Reels? Do you play the game on Instagram Reels?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Obviously, they try to make their move right when TikTok was,
Of course, yeah.
getting banned or whatever, supposedly.
Mark's a smart guy.
And so they did Instagram Reels. Do you post I see on Instagram Reels, a lot of people are just posting straight up their TikTok videos right on Instagram Reels.
Yeah.
And you can even tell, like, it's straight up from
it has a TikTok. Yeah,
Like, you can see it's from TikTok.
Yeah.
Do you make individual Reels, or do you post straight from TikTok?
I do both. I
you?
do both. But what I have noticed on Reels is it doesn't matter the quality of content. Like there's really bad quality content on Reels that are just blowing up. So what I do from my TikToks, rather than post my TikToks that I make on the platform of TikTok, I take all of the TikToks that I like actually film with like my camera and the mic and the whole nine, and that I post to Reels.
Gotcha.
I think Reels is cool. I think Reels hasn't given it to me, like it's given to other people.
Yeah. I haven't even jumped over there yet.
You know?
Like, I haven't even.
But I think, it's a very engaged. It's not as good as TikTok. Okay, it's not even close to comparable to TikTok.
Better.
Yeah, it's not even
For
comparable.
eyeballs right now.
But I think on the platform of Instagram, it's great because when I post an IG reel, like I'll post one literally later today, like I'll probably get like 100 to 150 DMs from this post that like I don't know, my reels like I might get lucky and get 3,500 views, 4,500 views.
Wow.
If I got real lucky, I'd get 10. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to attract that. I want to get 1 million reels. So if you're listening, like let's roll.
Watch it.
Exactly. So it's very engaging. It is very engaging because it's video content, but it's new.
Yeah.
And I think people focus on what's new, what they're not used to, because people can fall in love with it that much more. So I sit on Reels. I don't personally sit on Reels, but like you see people sitting on Reels now. Rather than scrolling through their actual Instagram feed, they're sitting on Reels more, you know? And that's why I think that, Reels is a good platform.
On Instagram, when you post on the wall, stories, Reels, IGTV?
I do it on everything, man.
You post them on all of them?
Yeah.
Same post or like different posts? Like, would you post your Reels on a story as well?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And I used to be the individual, and I still kind of I still have to battle it every single time I'm doing it. I will post my TikTok to my Instagram. I'll post my Reel to my Instagram. I'll post send my photo that I just posted to Instagram. Send my video, send my IGTV video. Because I'm just like, dude, I just want an omnipresence. At the end of the day, I don't really care about what my page actually physically looks like. If you see my video, then great. If you saw my picture,
because some people on Instagram have this whole aesthetic plan. Where like the right side of the wall has to be
it has to be
post,
quotes or whatever.
You
I
don't
just
play that game?
No, I just stopped giving a shit. Dude.
You throw it up there,
for sure. I throw it up. I mean, make it aesthetically pleasing. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, sure.
In terms of like my photos are high quality photos. Like,
but you'd have some like
my edits
big
are very
master
similar.
theme
No, I don't.
onto the wall itself right there.
If I realistically could, and I probably could, if I could post 10 times a day on Instagram, I would.
I was gonna ask you that. How many times do you post right now?
You know, I don't even
On-
post I don't post every day because I don't. I need some help on actually doing that.
So
I need Brandon.
You need Brandon, my guy.
You know what I'm saying?
You don't post daily on Instagram.
No.
Do you post daily on TikTok?
I post like 10 times a day on TikTok.
Really? Holy shit, dude. You're like 10 times a day on TikTok,
Yeah.
unlimited posting,
Yeah.
and then light on Instagram. I have this philosophy on social media. Tell me what you think. I think you'd be better off being great at one of them.
Sure.
And average at the others.
100%.
Versus trying to spread yourself so thin across all of them.
Be the jack of all trades.
Yeah. Until you get to a point like, we're like at the point where we're hiring a person that's strictly for maybe LinkedIn for
platform.
us, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And they sit there and they help create all my content for LinkedIn and so forth. Until you get and then TikTok and so forth.
Yeah.
Until you get that point, to me it's like you're better off picking one platform and
100%.
rolling all in on it.
Yeah.
And then you throw in that on the other platforms.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
play the same way?
100%.
Yeah.
And that's why I focused a lot more on TikTok. Even though right now I see the value in other platforms like YouTube right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of people on YouTube that are just blowing
for
up.
sure.
And YouTube directly pays you. You know, I know TikTok directly pays
Right, the new
YouTube, but it's
thing.
like 3 cents for every 1,000, which
Right.
can be great. You know, if your videos get 1 million views every single time you post, like the huge people on TikTok right now, like they're killing it.
Right,
You
right.
know what I mean? They're making 30, 50 grand a month just posting on the platform of TikTok. I mean, obviously I'm not quite there yet, but I just have focused on, again, like I said at the beginning, where the eyes are.
The other thing is like what you're talking about. It goes back to what you're talking about. Like to get even to 8,000 subscribers on YouTube is tough, dude.
Yeah.
That is a tough game because there's so much competition over there
Oh, yeah.
on YouTube. And to me, I could be wrong on this one. I feel like people on YouTube are stingy with their subscribers.
100%.
More than like a TikTok.
Yeah.
They'll follow you like
Oh
no problem.
yeah, for sure. I think on TikTok too, like there's a lot of, and I'm just now starting to like actually do this, but a lot more collaborations.
Okay.
I think a lot of people on,
Yeah, you're right. You see it a lot.
you know, that platform right now, they don't really give a crap that they got 4 million followers. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't mind. Like I just had a couple of them reach out to me this week that were going to do collabs with me and Austin.
Yeah.
Like they got 5 million followers on TikTok. Like we'll probably gain 100 or 200,000 followers
Like that.
just like that.
Under the TikTok with them.
You know, just
Yeah.
by doing a collaboration with them. And on like YouTube, like you got to be somebody to come on my channel. You
yeah,
got a
yeah,
million
you're
subs.
right,
It's
you're
like
right, yeah.
I can give your subscribers a lot of freaking value.
Right,
You know
right.
what I'm saying? Where people are just like, people pay me a lot of money to get on this show, which
Yeah,
is
yeah.
cool. Like I get it. It's true. But again, that just goes back to like the selfishness.
I know,
You
I know you're young and you got all these things in the fire right now. Have you ever thought about doing one of those like TikTok houses where have you seen it before, where we're in a house and there's like 10 guys or guys and girls
Yeah.
in there and they all TikTok all day long?
Yeah.
You ever watching those or follow those guys?
For sure. The Hype House, yeah, I'm familiar with the
Yeah.
Hype House. I know a couple of people that are in the Hype House actually too.
There's another one I follow on music. I think it's like the 615. It's like Nashville.
Yeah, Nashville.
It's like all these country singers.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
young.
yeah,
They're
right
like
there,
all
yeah.
probably 25 or younger.
Yeah, and I think Logan
some
Paul
of
and
them
Jake Paul actually like created
started,
that,
yeah,
Team
yeah.
10 and shit like that.
Yeah.
So I love the philosophy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other like sub entrepreneurs that have done that, but just haven't shown that as much. But
Uh-huh.
I love the idea.
Yeah.
I really do love the idea. And honestly, at this point, I would do anything to go completely viral.
On TikTok?
Yeah, any platform.
Yeah.
I'll do anything.
Yeah.
Like,
'Cause
there's
it's
nothing
all-
I wouldn't
it's
do.
all eyeballs, right?
100%.
It's all eyeballs.
Because I just know what, I know that it's not going to be a direct ROI, but I know what the ROI is going to be.
100%,
It's going to be
dude.
endless.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
like
for sure.
Especially since at the end of the day, like I'm not getting any younger. I'm
Right.
just getting a little bit older.
Right.
And so the more people that know who it is that we are, know it is
Yep.
that who I am,
Yep.
the better I'm going to be.
You gotta look at it from the standpoint of like, let's look on TikTok for a second. There's 2 girls that just like exploded.
Do you have any more of this?
Yeah.
Is there another little one?
Gosh, what?
I'll have to buy you a bottle because I probably drank the whole dang thing.
No. Addison Rae.
'Kay.
Right.
Yeah, Addison Rae. Yeah, for sure.
He
Or
blew up on
Charlie.
TikTok. And Charlie. That's
Yeah.
those 2, right? And
There's a lot of them right now.
yeah, there's
that
a
are
lot,
just-
but those are like the 2 like to me when I look back are like the famous like early gamers that jumped on it and went
Thank you.
viral pretty quick,
Yeah.
right? But my point is going back to your story there, going to your point there is because they jumped on early and had like all the algorithm in their favor and
For sure.
early into the game, because of the amount of eyeballs they have. I was thinking about this a couple days ago. Like it's crazy. Like Addison Rae went from like a high school student
Yeah.
to having lunch with Kourtney Kardashian.
Yep.
For the sole purpose of she has eyeballs.
Eyeballs.
That's it.
That's it.
Like, and this is not a knock on her. I mean, she's super impressed with what she's done. But my point is not like she has some crazy ass talent.
No.
Or business acclimates. That's like, oh my God, this person's a business titan of industry. No. But I mean, she did her game like spot on. Like I
Yeah.
totally respect what she did. But I'm saying it's not like she was a Jack Welch that,
Yeah, of
that
course,
was
yeah.
like some titan
Yeah,
that
yeah.
started a
Some crazy
$10 million
dancer.
business. No,
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
She was just the person that jumped on there. But because she has the freaking eyeballs,
Yep.
it doesn't even matter what it is that she has. I mean, what her, let's say, talent is.
Mm-hmm.
Because she has the eyeballs, she can push any way she wants to push, which
Yeah.
to me is all about how brain works
Yeah,
inside of it, right?
100%.
And it's like mind blowing that she went from a high school student to I'm hanging out with the Kardashians
Yeah.
on branding,
Bomb.
right? It's just stupid.
Yeah, it's nuts.
All because of TikTok.
Yeah, it's nuts.
TikTok, dude.
Yeah, it's actually crazy.
I'm like totally pumped for whatever the next platform comes out.
Oh,
There'll
yeah.
be another one.
Oh, for sure,
I swear to
100%.
God, I'm
Yep.
gonna go so fast.
Oh, so hard, too.
So
Yeah.
put all my money on that platform and
Yeah.
roll with it.
Yep.
Because like again, it goes back to eyeballs, right?
Yep.
And being early in the game is how it really. I was looking at one recently. I don't know if you looked into it called. I don't think it's gonna explode. Called Parlor. You ever play with Parlor?
Yeah.
You've seen it before?
Yeah, I've seen it before.
And so I was looking at that one, and so we started playing around with it. But I don't think it's gonna have like nowhere close like to the TikTok
Yeah.
level. But Snapchat did it, right? Instagram did it. Snapchat did it. Vine
Yeah.
did it, right? TikTok did it. There'll be another one that hits
Yeah.
eventually as well.
for
And
sure.
then one of these guys will probably buy them out
Yeah,
again
yeah,
sometime,
exactly.
right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. I need to do some rapid fire with you, bro.
Okay.
I could talk about TikTok all day with you.
Oh, yeah.
And
I like TikTok. The same. I started my TikTok channel because of my sister. The same person. I was looking at a specific entrepreneur, not even an entrepreneur. I was looking at a specific individual actually on TikTok. And this is where momentum goes to everything, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
if I knew what I knew now, like I wouldn't have slept for like 3 weeks
Exactly.
straight. Now I would have just made
Yeah,
TikToks.
just made
I would
them
have just
all day.
focused on that. I would have called
Yeah.
all my business partners.
Cancel
Austin
everything.
would have known. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And I would have just done TikTok.
Yeah,
Like, no dinners, no nothing. I would have just
Right.
done TikTok because there was an individual that I had like 50,000 followers, and it took me like a good amount of time to get to 50,000 followers. But I was posting like maybe once every other day, like
Okay.
just not like in not good quality. Like
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
just posting whatever. Videos got a lot of views, but I just didn't get a lot of followers.
Uh-huh.
And the same person today has 12.7 million followers because they
Nuts.
kept up with the momentum.
Yeah, yeah.
And they were the person that for 3 weeks all they did was
Post,
TikToks.
post. Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, where I was just like, I took a break. It's gonna
I'm
be
gonna
the
play
here
with
when I
it.
come back. You
Yeah,
know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Where now I'm just like kicking myself in the butt. Where I'm just
went
like,
all
dude,
in.
you know, I'm thankful for where I'm at.
Yeah.
And like I know where we're gonna go. Like now at this point, getting to millions of followers isn't going to be too difficult. But again, I'm not so focused on getting millions of followers just on TikTok. I'm still more focused on pushing them to like affiliate links, or pushing them to my business, or pushing them to my ANA show, or pushing them to my Instagram or my personal YouTube, pushing them wherever I want to go.
Right,
you know, and even a text platform, right?
Yeah, yeah,
like,
of course.
imagine how many people text. You can text me on TikTok, and I put my phone number right up there.
Yeah.
And obviously, it's a specific number, but you know, you get thousands of people every single day.
shoot you
Data's everything.
Yeah, yeah,
you
of
know?
course.
And now I got this
Our whole
long
business
list.
made off of it was data. Dude.
Exactly.
I was going to ask you a question on it. You talked about you got a bunch of buddies and friends that have whatever it is, 1 million, 500, 3 million followers, whatever it is, right? Is there value? Do you think there's value if someone wants to go big on TikTok, to go to those guys, girls, whoever they are, and just pay them a fee and have them duet and do stuff with you, and have them try to push people to you, or will they do that?
Yeah,
They'll
will
do it?
Yeah, you know, power in numbers, you'll get lucky.
Yeah,
You know?
I mean, obviously I
done
know
it
like
with
Addison Rae and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but
I've
I'm
done it
talking
with
about like you
3
get those,
million, 5
Yeah, you
million,
get those
like,
people
you know,
that have
just
a couple
normal
million.
average Joes.
Yeah, they still are
that-
not at the point where they're heavily monetizing.
They are.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
are to the point.
Yeah.
You know what
Are
I mean?
they?
But I think they're just young, dumb, and stupid,
Uh-huh.
and just taking any offer that
Yeah, yeah.
they can get. You know, if they're down for $1,000, they're down for $1,000.
Yeah.
But yet they still have Coca-Cola paying them, or Bang Energy. Like you see them. Like you just scroll down the FYP page.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's not. And everybody's FYP page is completely different on the videos that you like and things
Right,
like that.
right.
But I get it. You and I will come across the same FYP
Yeah,
page. Or some video on there, and you'll see them wearing a TikTok sweater. Or them
Is that? Do you think
Bang.
that is a shortcut that people can take to blow up on TikTok? Is trying to partner up and have someone duet them or push them out, or will it not work?
Yeah, of course it will.
It will work if you have the money
Yeah,
to pay
of
for it,
course.
basically.
If I hung around with Jake Paul every single day, I'd be viral too.
Yeah,
You
I
know?
got you. Let me shoot some rapid fire here with
Okay,
you, dude.
let's do
This
it.
is the gun store that we own there.
I like this.
And we should take you over there.
Yeah,
That would be
well,
some
well
good
definitely.
TikToks, bro.
We like guns.
If you want to do some TikToks, and we close it down, and we have we got so many fully automatic machine guns over there, dude. And we blow stuff up all the time as well. So if you want to do some TikToks with that,
Yeah, we'll do it.
let me know. So let's do some quick rapid fire here with you. These are just funny, random, all over the board here. Would you rather? Okay, you pick one or the other here.
Okay.
Would you rather host Donald Trump on the ANA show, or be a guest on Joe Biden's Basement podcast?
And definitely host Donald J, baby.
Dude, I don't know, man. You could stay in the basement for a little bit and have some fun. Here's another one. Pick one. Lose all your ATM locations,
Okay.
or lose your social media followers.
Lose all my ATM locations.
That's what I thought it would be, but you didn't even hesitate.
No.
Does it go back to the eyeballs?
Yeah,
Yeah, because
absolutely.
once you have the eyeballs, you can rebuild
Yeah.
about anything you want to go
It's
rebuild
simple.
from
Just
there.
like your mindset. I think branding is just like your mindset.
Yeah, yeah.
If you got the mindset and you can take all the money away from me, I'll still have
Yep,
it
you
next
can
week.
go back and rebuild the whole thing,
Recircle with
dude.
me next 6 months.
Yep, for sure, Brian. I
Branding
can't tell you how many
same
times I lost, got kicked in the teeth, lost everything, and rebuilt.
Yeah.
And so if you look in history, like how many millionaires have, and billionaires have even lost everything.
Yeah.
And then like 2 years later, they're back to being a multi, like heavy, like
Yeah.
20 millionaire person again. And it's like, and people are confused as to how they could rebuild everything in a year or whatever
Yeah.
it is to have another $20 million
Yeah.
when they've been trying for 15 years to get their first million.
First mil.
And to me, it all goes back to that mindset of how that person thinks, operates, does deals, and moves in business itself. All right, here's a good one for you. Who has the better style, you or Zaybek?
Definitely Zaybek.
Zaybek has a better style,
Yeah,
bro.
dude.
You got the Carol Baskin shirt on today, bro.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna bring in the style with.
Yeah.
So you think he has a better style?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know, dude. He's just clean. You know, like I can't wear, like he's wearing a suit right now. I can't wear a suit.
Yeah, no, he's
I
got
mean,
some-
I could wear a suit, but that's, like, I don't know. Like, you know, I'm wearing this, like, this shirt earlier this morning because I was like trying to do like an outfit, and I was like, you know, in 50-50. Like I got on the plane last night. I'm surprised they even let us on the plane, but I'm wearing this shirt. It's this black shirt. It's a total Austin Lewis shirt. Like I'm
Yeah.
like super out there
Sure.
in terms of like I'm down to wear a cheetah and like
Yeah.
a cheetah shirt and like wear a bezeled out Rolex and just like people are like and wear like blonde and have blonde hair and people are just like, what is
It's
this?
your brand, bro.
Yeah, you know, I'm down
you
for
are.
that. And he's like more like the clean tailor, like, you know, just, wears like some freaking loafers and shit when he walk
yeah.
into the office. I'm like, damn, dude, I can't wear a pair of loafers, but I wear a pair of Giuseppe's.
Yeah, because
you know?
it's like, dude, everyone has their own style. Like I wear literally 3 pieces all the time.
Yeah.
And I see other guys like in this super casual, fun, athletic gear, whatever it is. I'm like, God, I wish I could. Like I literally can't pull it off. Like
Yeah.
I suck at that style.
Yeah.
I cannot figure it out, but
sure.
I wish I could wear it.
Yeah.
And I think guys,
I won't wear an
it's-
outfit for
it's
that
the
particular
opposite
reason.
effect, though. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like guys that you look at Austin. I'm gonna ask him later. You look at Austin and think, God, I wish I could wear like a suit and freaking like.
Yeah.
I think he has a suit today with like some Louis Vuitton tennis shoes
Yeah.
and no socks. I think is what he has on.
Yeah.
Which is like a weird, unique style that he has to it. And I look at that and I think to myself, my God, I could never pull that off.
Yeah.
But it's vice versa on the other side as well. I wonder if he's going to say if you have the better style. My gut says he's not. He's going to claim he's got the better style here.
100%.
Let's see here. Which one will outlast the other, TikTok or IG Reels?
TikTok,
TikTok will outlast Reels.
hands down.
Lambo, Ferrari.
Definitely Ferrari.
Ferrari.
Yeah.
I guess the buddies that have 2 of them, I could take up to a white and a red one.
Like
and
gonna,
McLaren. Yeah.
We're gonna do a little branding play here pretty shortly.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Really?
Well, depending on when this drops, we probably already have them.
Oh, okay. Right on. Of what? Ferraris?
Well, I'm gonna get a Ferrari. He's gonna get a McLaren.
Austin is?
Yeah.
Yeah, right on, bro.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let me see. I got another here. Rank these cities' best nightlife: Vegas, LA, and New York City. Best nightlife: Vegas, LA, New York City.
Depends on what you're going for. You know, I mean, Vegas is obviously number 1 out of those 2 cities.
Uh huh.
I'm surprised you didn't have Miami in there.
Yeah, Miami's a big party, man.
Yeah, definitely Vegas for number 1.
Do you go there a lot, being from Arizona?
Yeah, I mean, we go there pretty, decently. Not, I wouldn't say like a lot. Like it's just like Arizona.
Yeah.
I think partying in Arizona is way better than partying in Vegas.
Yeah, because
that's just my personal
The
opinion.
college there is like known for the freaking.
Oh, it's
Arizona
not.
State,
Not even
right?
just
Is it
not
Arizona
even
State?
not even college, man. Like I'm talking Scottsdale, like
Yeah.
the Dale. Like you go to the Dale, like you guys come to the Dale, like we'll show you the Dale.
Yeah,
It'll
the
be a
Dale.
good time. Yeah, it'll be a good time.
So Vegas, LA, or New York?
I would definitely pick New York over LA. I'm not a big fan of LA.
I'm not either, dude.
You know, and like the dub music, like
I'm not.
I
a
don't know, I
fan
just
of
can't get
LA,
with it.
dude.
You
I
know what I
got
mean?
friends out there, and I'm like, well, I go out there periodically. I'm like, I love the weather, but I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, I cannot live here, bro.
Yeah, no,
I am
God,
not
no,
down
no.
with
I
it
don't
here.
even enjoy visiting.
Yeah,
I can't do it.
All right,
Nor would I
I got
wanna
a couple
pay
of favorites
taxes.
here I want to hit you up on.
'Kay.
Do you have a favorite influencer that you listen to, watch, follow, that you just enjoy an influence in your life?
Me.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah? Why's that? That was a good answer. I don't blame you.
Dude, I mean, I just,
Is it going back into buying in
my
yourself
hero's
constantly?
me in 10 years.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
in order to help other people, I got to fall in love with myself first.
Uh-huh.
You know, and I got to be my biggest fan.
Yeah, yeah.
And in order to have other fans too.
Yeah, I always say, dude, if you won't invest in yourself, why the hell would someone else invest in you?
Yeah, exactly.
Like if you're not willing to go all in on
If you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will believe in you either.
why was someone else going to follow you and invest in you? I totally get it, man. I think I know this answer. Favorite social media platform?
TikTok.
the one we've been talking about all day.
Yeah.
If they want to follow you right now on TikTok, what's your handle?
The Austin Lewis, or just scroll on your For You page.
So it's the Austin Lewis.
On every platform.
I was gonna ask you, is that on
Instagram,
all of them?
YouTube,
You went with
everything.
the Austin Lewis on
Yeah.
Instagram,
Yeah.
Facebook. They're
Yeah.
all.
Facebook, I'm just Austin Lewis, but I'm never on Facebook. I wouldn't even follow me on
Don't
Facebook.
even follow you on Facebook.
No, don't even waste your time.
And of course, hit you on Twitter immediately.
Yeah.
And DM you quick on Twitter.
Quick on
Because you're
Twitter.
all over that
I'll
piece.
apply. We'll get you into a seminar. You'll pay 10 grand. We'll call it a
Here's a funny one, dude. What's your favorite holiday?
Dude, I love Christmas, man.
Are you a Christmas guy?
Yeah, I like
I'm
Christmas.
a Christmas guy, dude.
And I love Halloween. I do love Halloween. Like, I'm weird when it comes to Halloween. Like this year Halloween,
Yeah.
like I'm gonna do it a little different. But I do a really cool Halloween every single year. I just like dressing up and just like, you know what I mean? Like just drinking a little too much, being around good freaking people, traveling. I always find the excuse for Halloween.
For
Halloween
going
and
out?
Christmas. Halloween, Christmas.
You gotta pick one, bro. Because I gotta shoot this stuff. You gotta give me one.
What?
One holiday. You can't have two. You gotta have one.
All right, I'll pick Halloween.
Halloween.
Yeah.
So you're big Halloween. What's your favorite Christmas movie?
Christmas Vacation.
Chevy Chase.
Absolutely.
Did you grow up watching it and stuff as a kid? You remember watching it?
No, not really.
It was later in life.
Yeah, it was a little bit later.
Did you get into it?
Drinking some eggnog out of the.
It's a great one,
Reindeer.
dude. Let me see what else I got for you. Favorite thing about the other Austin?
Oh man. Well, God, there's so many.
Yeah.
Favorite thing about the other Austin? Honestly, I would say grounded is probably like one of my biggest thing.
He is grounded?
Yeah, grounded. Yeah. In just the sense of I'm just a complete loose cannon, and in all of our businesses, like I just set off a bunch of fucking fires.
Yeah.
And
Throw-
like this
throw
is like
bombs
his
everywhere.
season. This
Yeah.
is like his season. He just comes and fixes them. You know what I mean? Like I'm so focused on like I just go, so I don't take like a quick step back. And I'm like, oh yeah, we should do this a little bit differently. But he'll
Yeah.
come in and be like, hey, Austin, we should probably do this a little bit differently.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that is definitely catapulted businesses that we've put together, and just knowing our roles. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
he's huge,
he knows
man.
like what's cool about him is like he knows my role. He knows what I'm best at. Like he knows my strengths, and he doesn't get me anywhere close to my weaknesses. Like my
Right.
weaknesses, he's like, dude, let's just hire more people.
Yep.
Like let me just do this. Let's just do this.
Yeah.
Because my weaknesses are like, you know, not great, but my
Yeah.
strengths are really good.
Right.
And just having somebody, like having a partner, right, at the end of the day that can align with that, as much as my strengths are also his strengths, he can also be the person that covers my weaknesses, not necessarily because he wants to, but because like, if he didn't, like nobody would.
I mean, everybody has their own
You know?
strengths, right? Like,
Yeah.
and I've had partnerships that went to absolutely a shit show.
Yeah,
And I've had
of course.
partnerships that have made millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah.
And it's exactly what you're talking about. The ones that have made an insane amount of money are the ones that we each know our role.
Yeah.
And we hyper focus just on our role
Yeah.
and let the others do what their role is. And you kind of have found the perfect combination where it fits smoothly into it. Obviously, in business, pretty much all partners to a certain degree are visionaries and dreamers and builders. But you have other ones that hyper focus on production and operations and so forth. And knowing the role to me is extremely important in partnerships.
It's massive.
And I think a mistake that partnerships make are you partner up with somebody, especially at the beginning, because you're similar to each other. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
dude, we totally get along on
yeah.
everything. Obviously, it's important to get along, but you get along, but really later on, you're gonna freaking butt heads nonstop.
Yeah.
Because you're so similar. None of you are actually doing the other piece of the business
Yeah.
that has to be done, right?
Yeah.
And it sounds like you and Austin have that kind of role where
Yeah.
you each know your role and each know where to pick up the pieces at with each other there.
It's a cool partnership.
Yeah, it's a cool one, dude. I got last thing I got for you here. I'm gonna hit some predictions here for you. Let's see how close you get to some of these predictions here. Okay.
Okay.
Will TikTok pass up Instagram in daily users?
I think it already has.
Has it really? No shit, dude. TikTok has already passed
Yeah.
Instagram in daily users right now. That is nuts, bro. I'm kicking myself daily for not jumping on it
Yeah.
freaking a year and a
100%.
half ago.
Yeah. No, for
Let's see the next
But it's
one
never
here.
too late. It's never too
Yeah,
late.
no, you got to
know?
jump, dude. This is with you because you guys are with ATMs. Will the
Yeah.
ATM market see continued growth despite the increase of Venmo and Cash Apps?
When you look at the statistics, yes. Right now, because of this whole pandemic that we're currently going through,
Yeah.
depending on when people are watching this or listening, our actual ATM transactions are up right around 37%.
During the COVID, all
Right-
this months
right
of
now.
COVID right now.
Yeah.
They actually went
up
during
37%.
COVID. Dude,
yeah.
I thought it'd be the other way around.
Yeah, up 37%.
That's so
I mean,
cool.
obviously, our bars are closed,
Uh-huh.
you know, but in other like essential businesses that ATMs are at, they're up. Because people are scared, man. Like I can't go to Wells Fargo and get 10 grand some days, or the coin shortage, so people are like really truly seeing the value of money and seeing the value of cash. And at the end of the day, like, I understand like Venmo, Cash App, this and the third. My mom will never Venmo me. My mom will never Cash App me. But she will hand me $100.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She still does it today.
520s,
And I'm just, 520s Chris, right in a card. And I'm like, Mom, why?
All right.
You know what I mean? Like, I love you. Won't use Apple Pay. When she goes, you got to understand generations. Like I'm 25.
Right.
Like, do I use all this stuff? Absolutely. But I mean, I also have cash on me too.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I'm in the business, so it's completely different, right? But I also like there's something said when like I'm all about speed and efficiency. So when I get a bill, right, the last thing I'm gonna do is do this whole thing, this, that, and the third. I'm like, I don't know, what is this? It's probably $50, $100, call it a day, walk out, we're gone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Cash on the table. You know what I mean? Or just the ease of everything. So ATMs will be around for a long time. And not to mention that most people, and I know we all live in a bubble, and a lot of people live in the bubble. And I mean, we live in the bubble. Like Austin and I live in a bubble. Like we were in a steam room today with a guy that said he focuses on Snapchat. I was like, dude, I haven't Snapchat in 3 years.
Right.
I don't go on Twitter. Like I have no desire to go on Twitter. So we live in our little bubble and thinking that it's cashless because you and I, we just Apple Paid. You know what I mean? Like I'll just Cash App you real quick for this bottle of Macallan or whatever, right? But understanding that 40% of the United States doesn't even have a bank account, roughly.
Right.
They're not going to Cash App you. They can't.
Right.
Where's it going to come from? No, they're going to use my ATM to give you cash.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so understanding that's why.
I know we haven't talked a lot about it because we jumped over TikTok and branding, but just to circle back a little bit on the ATM business, do you feel like you kind of found your niche in that groove right there of ATM?
I love the business. And I don't there's so many focal points inside the business, just like there's multiple facets inside of different organizations. Like the ATM business, like we own 100 machines and that's passive for us. It pays for, living and exotics and rent and all that other stuff, right? But that's not like our main focal point is, hey, let's go land more ATM locations. We almost do what Grant Cardone's done with like crowdfunding and things like that. That's what we kind of do now. And the reason I love it is because I can get people that are used to, like we have a real estate company, right? So that are used to 5%, 12%, 14% if they're lucky in returns, where I can get them 20 to 60% a year on their money, regardless of how much they invest. And so we do like a little bit of crowdfunding, and I think that's kind of like our number one. So people that have just money burning in their pockets that don't want to build the shit show that we've already built, because there's a lot of, just like any business, there's a lot of things that goes into everything. An ATM portfolio, but we've been able to build that and have almost not legally crowdfunding, but we just take on certain investors that we then go build them a portfolio that guarantees them X every single month in terms of passive income. And the reason we can guarantee is because we've been in the business for so long. We're personally in the business, having 100 machines. We know what the returns are, and we're just ninja, man. In 2019, we're the fastest growing ATM company in the United States. It's insane. They spelt our name wrong, so nobody actually thinks that it's us. They think it's a legacy, not a legacy. But and we're making it sexy. There's a lot of people in older industries that are making things sexy nowadays, and that's why they're making all of this money. And we make the ATM business look sexy.
It's kind of cool because I know you guys post a lot about it, and you and Austin are partners on that one.
Yeah, we're partners in everything. Minus the Zabat Group, which is like his traditional real estate.
Yeah, and you guys got great posts on Instagram and stuff. I see them all the time when you guys do installing new ATMs and so forth, right? Yeah. And talk about the old generation and the new generation. To me, it's like you guys took an old concept, which in this day and age is ATMs,
exactly,
and put a new twist to it from the new generation side of it. I think it's a super sexy play. Even like on TikTok and stuff, because people are like, oh shit, I think I can do those. Right? You know what I mean? Like it's like this would be probably a bad idea maybe, but going back and owning like vending machines or gumball machines back in the day, you guys took a really cool concept to ATMs and there's a great play on cash on it as well, right? But I think you guys are doing great. I'm gonna ask Austin a lot of questions about the ATM side of the business here. Let's hit the money is, dude. I want to hit this with you. On that's you right there. You got the TikTok shirt, sweatshirt, and so this is you. Money is. We talk about all the time, man. About on the show about why is it that people want money? There's got to be a bigger reason behind it. it can't be just to have it. Like I've already heard some stuff you said about buying, I know you've already did your sister, moved her down there and got her a job and working with her. And then I heard you talk about getting your parents a place. And but the money has to have a bigger reason behind it than just, I just want money to have money, right? So that's the whole brand that we have here. I want you to fill it out here, sign it here. And then me and you will talk about it.
Chat
We'll
about
get you the Sharpie here. And I want you to explain the answer
You won't
for
be able to read my handwriting, but we'll try.
We can try it. Yeah, you sign it.
I'll sign it, yeah.
Below the orange. Yeah, there you go. All right, brother. Let's see what you got here. Dude, it's the first one that's ever gave the answer.
Okay.
This is like the main thing I look at. Like, have I had the answer before? And never had this answer before.
Okay.
Eventually, I think we're gonna run out of freaking words, though.
Sure.
Like we're interviewing a lot of people, dude.
Tough.
But this has never been answered before. So his answer was money is fulfillment. Money is fulfillment. And dude, great freaking word.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. Why did you pick fulfillment?
Do I believe money is happiness? No, but it's
Yeah,
right up
for
there
sure.
with oxygen. I've sat, I'm just like a seeker of learning more and being a sponge. And, listening to somebody on the airports, is, they make 50 grand a year, this, that, and the third, which is great, right? And they just took their kids to Disneyland and, saw Shamu. I was probably there. They tipped me, and I'm just joking. But that is fulfillment. Money does create fulfillment.
It does, yeah, for
and
sure.
fulfillment is, buying this desk, right? Like this is cool.
Yeah.
And most, if you worked $12 an hour, you couldn't buy this. I mean, you could if you saved up and you stayed with mom's house, but it would take you quite a while.
It'd be a stupid purchase for you too.
Yeah, exactly. It would be a dumb investment. So money is fulfillment because, at the end of the day, you can do what you want, when you want, with whoever it is that you want.
Yeah.
And understanding that money is fulfillment, because at the end of the day, with money, you can do anything that you want to do. If buying that, sucker makes you happy and it gives you moments of joy, then that's what it does. It gives you fulfillment.
Yeah.
Money is not happiness, and I think happy is just a state of mind for a short amount of time, but fulfillment can last a lifetime.
Yeah.
I think.
No, dude, it's a great play on words because a lot of people talk about money can't bring happiness, which obviously there's truth to it. And I like the word that you used was fulfillment, which is similar to happiness, but in the sense of like money. I retired my mom and dad, right? Like straight up, I pay them every month. Straight up retired them. Went from there. They were school teachers, and I bought them a house. I bought them cars.
Yeah.
Nothing that they want, they don't have, right? We're going on family vacation next week. I pay for all that.
Yeah, of course.
But I do that all with this little bitty thing called money.
Yeah.
And but by doing that, it gave me an insane amount of fulfillment of my life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like being able to look back and take care of those that I love and pay for that stuff.
Yeah.
Money did give me fulfillment. So I can almost make the argument sometimes money can provide happiness if it's used.
Yeah.
Where money doesn't provide happiness, and your word is better than happiness because it's clear, but where money does not provide happiness is where you get it and freaking hold on to it and bury that shit.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, there's no
It's not
good.
true
It's
happiness.
it's paper. You're
Yeah.
looking for like green paper.
Yeah, what is money?
Yeah, but when you use that thing, and I know you talk about buying your parents a house and all that stuff, I think that's where that true fulfillment, like,
Yeah.
dude, I use this for a really cool thing, and it provided me massive joy, fulfillment. And then you also got to think about it. What did it provide for the other person as well? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You work on charities. Like we work on some charities feeding orphans. It's like, okay, I can feed 100,000 orphans, but I can only do it one way. I got to have money.
Yeah.
But by doing it, it provides a fulfillment of like, dude, I use that for some really good stuff, man. That's a cool word, dude. It's a great angle of happiness because it really does provide. But using fulfillment's a more clear path to that resolution. I'm gonna give you the floor for a couple minutes here, a couple seconds here. You got all these entrepreneurs following you. Hopefully, a bunch of future TikTokers following you right now, and saying, dude, I should go get on TikTok. If you were to give kind of your Austin's final piece of advice here of your success you've had in really a young age, man, you found this success and growth. What would you tell those that are out there? Forget their age, whether they're young or old, it's irrelevant. But what would you tell those people right now getting started in business or trying to grow their business? What would be those final words of wisdom from Austin?
Get started. get fired up or fire yourself.
Yeah,
how you
good,
do
man.
anything's how you do everything, and focusing,
good.
and you don't got to be the greatest at everything, but you do got to be great at something.
Yeah.
And focusing on that one thing. And now, obviously, it doesn't matter if other people think that you're great at that one thing, as long as you think you're great at that one thing.
Yeah.
I think that has what separated me from other entrepreneurs and doing other different things has been everything that I get involved. Dude, tomorrow I'll sell shoes.
Yeah.
I'll be the best shoe person on Instagram. You'll see me on your FYP page.
Yeah.
Like I'll post YouTube videos about it. Everything that I do, I sell myself on. So getting into entrepreneurship, getting into a business, whatever it is that you're getting involved in, like focus on getting involved with that and being the best that it is that you are
Yeah.
at that. Don't be the jack of all trades like we were talking about
horrible.
earlier, and essentially burn the boats. Like no plan Bs, have a plan A. Stay focused on that. Actually focus on what it is that you need to be focused on. And what's your mission? What's your goal?
Yeah.
Right? Sit down for a quick second and actually focus on what it is that you actually need to be focusing on. Because so many people spend so much life, they spend so much time, and heck, I've even done this, on time and things that I shouldn't have been spending my time on.
Right.
Without realizing that, Austin Lewis, that's not what you need to be doing.
Yeah.
Austin Lewis, you need to be focusing here. This is what you need to be doing, because this is going to get you way further than what it is you're doing right now.
Yeah.
And I think that is something for entrepreneurs getting into business. Burn the boats, go all in, because at the end of the day, you're not getting any younger.
Yeah.
In one day you will die. In one day is your goal to leave a legacy? Is your goal to make 60 grand a year? Is your goal to go out there and create millions of dollars? If your goal is to create millions of dollars, then why? I understand you got to be selfish to be selfless at the end of the day, but really, what's your greater purpose?
Yeah.
I got my first ever tattoo, and it says impact more, move different. And the reason it's impact more, move different is because I want to impact more people by being different.
Yeah.
Not doing what all the gurus do. I want to hit people. I want to be myself. I want to focus on the things that I need to focus on to reach the people that it is that I need to reach, because at the end of the day, we're all here for a purpose. There's two greatest days that I believe any person has ever been when they realize what it is, right? The first and most important day is the day that you were born. The second is the reason why you're here.
Your
right?
existence, yeah.
And once you figure out that, then you can really focus on where it is that you need to spend your time and energy, and actually focus on that, and then actually go out there and conquer. Think much bigger, much sooner, and go meet people like you.
That tattoo is so badass, dude, because you talk about moving different, which
Yeah.
I freaking love that saying, because a lot of times when you're trying to build a brand, like I struggle with this sometimes. I'm like, oh man, Gary Vee already has, whatever it is, 5 million followers or whatever it is, right? And you're thinking, gosh, dude, I've already kind of lost that side of it right there. With the truth of it being that you got to look big picture, dude. Like who you're supposed to reach does not mean that Gary Vee has
Exactly.
reached us at all. Like you have a whole different movement of how
We'll get
you
10 million followers.
Yeah. And here's the crazy part. Even if he has 5, or Grant Cardone, all these big brands, right? Even if they have these amount of followers out there, you look at the percentage of it, right? 5 million people. There's 7 billion on the planet.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
7 billion. There's
Exactly.
350 thereabouts million in America, and he's got 5 million.
Yeah.
There's plenty of freaking real estate left out there for you to
Absolutely.
make an impact by moving differently, dude.
Exactly.
Dude, that actually inspires me, man. I like that a lot, because I get stuck in like, oh shit, I'm so far behind building my brand. But dude, in the scheme of things, who I'm supposed to reach is totally different than who you're supposed to
exactly.
reach. Right?
Vice versa.
We have different.
Social media is a dangerous place.
Yeah, dude.
You get yourself comparing to other people, and how I
Yeah.
do it every single day.
Oh,
I
yeah,
compare
it's tough,
myself
man.
to other people, and I think that's one of the biggest critics on social media is comparing to other people, but understanding that your and my journey is completely different.
Completely
and
different.
if I hit it at Grant Cardone hit it at 55,
Yeah.
I think we'll be able to do what Grant Cardone did at 55 at 30.
Right.
5
It's
years
different.
from now.
There's so much real estate.
In fact, I think we'll be able to
still
do
out
it
there.
even sooner.
Yeah. I
Gary
love it,
Vee's
man.
got 5 million followers on. Charlie's got 12 million followers on Instagram.
crazy, just like that, dude.
in a year.
Just like that, man.
You know what I'm
that
saying?
right there freaking is inspiration.
Yeah.
He's got 5 million Instagram, and Charlie's got 12 million.
No, I think she's got more. TikTok has 28 million followers on Instagram. The platform TikTok. 28 million
Jeez,
followers
dude.
on TikTok, bro.
Yeah,
or on
yeah.
Instagram.
I'm
It's nuts.
gonna cancel my next interview and just go focus on
Go
TikTok.
focus
right
on
now.
TikTok. Yeah,
Sorry,
exactly,
Austin.
yeah.
You're
For
gonna miss
sure.
your next interview, bro.
Yeah.
But we're gonna
I'm
shoot TikToks if you want to.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
For
Which
your
we can do.
interview.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome, dude. I love having this show. I cannot
No, I'm
wait to
fired
go
up. Thank you
backstage
guys for
with you, man.
inviting me.
And I want to dive. I got about 1,000 more questions for you
Yeah.
on a TikTok
Yeah.
building, dude.
We'll do
I want to jump on. I have my strategy. I want to pitch it to you.
Yeah.
And tell me what you think about it.
Okay.
And tell me where I'm right and wrong at.
I like
and
it.
I want to record it.
For
and
sure.
I'm going to get your advice on my
sure.
strategy and look at it. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the show. This is my
Yes.
boy Austin Lewis. Follow him on Instagram, TikTok, and subscribe to his YouTube channel. And then we'll see you guys down at the ANA show.
That's right.
down in
Yeah, we'll get
Arizona
you down
soon,
there,
man.
brother.
See you guys. See you next week on the Money Is Show.